Taking a look at the interest rate market today, I want to focus on the 10-year note once again today, primarily because it was the big volume mover today. We saw substantial volume in the 10-year note, and volatility continued to persist, not to the degree of yesterday, but we did once again saw a volatile session today. 10-year settling right around the 129.29 level. We did see a high of 130 even basically, and a low of 129.12. So settling on the higher end of the range of the trading range for the day, but still down on the day relative to yesterday's pricing, closing price. Looking at the driving forces here today, I think the equity markets rebounding are helping to substantiate some of this rotation that we're seeing, and we are seeing a substantial rotation here. Certainly the last couple of weeks with the Fed softening its message, we saw the bond market rotating. We saw some rotation into the different durations in the yield curve. Now we're seeing a big rotation from the equity markets, but once again, now the equity markets have found a bid, and we're seeing some of that being priced out today when you see the 10-year under some selling pressure. I want to point out that when you look at the yield spread here, it's very interesting. We did see that low yield yesterday of 1.59. Now we saw a high yield today of 1.793. So there's a substantial amount of volatility there. We saw a big swing in yield so in the last 24 hours. And once again, the equity markets are finding the ability to rally for a second straight day here after some significant selling pressure. And with that, we're seeing rates moderate, currently right around the 1.71 level. But I think it's going to be an interesting dynamic here as we move forward now that the markets are adjusting for some of the new narratives in the markets. It seems like they're getting through the China trade situation. Certainly the Fed will be in focus again. The CME Fed Watch tool pricing in basically a 100% chance of another move in September. So again, that's some of the dynamics here. And also I want to close with that 210 yield spread. Yesterday I mentioned that it got down to 8.5 basis points. It went out to 12 basis points today. Now we did see it close a little bit on near the end of the session. It is interesting that all the durations caught a bid here in the last half hour near the closing session, and we saw them rally into the close, still down on the day, but we saw that yield spread narrow back down to 10 basis points between the 2s and the 10s. So something to keep an eye on once again as we move through this cycle.